Video we have completed force and pressure part 1, and this video is the continuation of force and pressure. So let's make it as a part 2. So friends, you have already understood what is force and why push and pull is called force, what are the types of forces and what are the nature of force, and how the force impacts an object and how the force impacts an object. Today we are going to deal about the topic of pressure. Why pressure? Because there is a relationship between force and pressure. And that relationship we are going to try to understand today. Before entering into the topic, let me try to explore this in few different ways. For example, take the nail and try to hit on the wall. Okay, there are two sides of the nail. One is very sharp and the other is little thick compared to this. When you try to hit on the wall, you see the difference of forces that you apply. Right? For one side, when the sharp end is on the wall, the force required is less compared to other end. And also when you wear a bag, if the bag, if the strips of the bag are thick enough, you feel less pressure on the shoulders compared to thin one. And when you try to cut the vegetables, there are two ends. One is sharp end, the other one is a smooth end. You cannot cut easily with the smooth end compared to the sharp end. Why? Because there is something that's working all in three examples. Here in all the three examples, we try to analyze what was the difference that was making impact differently. We can see the area difference, right? For example, if we see that the pin, the one side it's a sharp end, the other side it's a thick end. What is that difference making in both of them? They are both made up of the same material. The only difference that is happening at the two ends is they are of different areas. And when it comes to the bag, the area was the difference. Thick strip, thin strip. And again when we come to the knife, sharp end, smooth end. So in all the three examples, the area is making a different impacts. In sense, if there is a less area, there is more impact. If there is more area, there is a less impact. And what is this impact? What is that intense we call it? That intense we call as a pressure. Though we are applying force equally, if there is difference in the area, the lesser the area, the more is the pressure, the more is the impact. So pressure is defined by force per unit area. Pressure increases with increase in force, whereas it decreases with increase in area. So that's why we see that many of them keep towels or turbans on their head before carrying the heavier objects, because if we keep them, there is no much pressure exerted on the head. So now you've got the concept of pressure. Pressure is nothing but force per unit area, and the unit used for the pressure is Pascal. I have seen these three examples of the pressure exerted by solids. Now let us understand the question. Is pressure exerted by liquids and gases too? Yes, it is, obviously. Let's take an example of water filled with water and let's put hole at one of the side. We see that water falls out. What does this mean? It only means that liquid is exerting pressure on the walls and therefore the water is falling out. So liquids exerts pressure. Liquids exerts pressure on the walls. Liquids exert pressure equally on the walls. And as the length of the bottle increases, the pressure exerted at the bottom is more. For example, if you are in the ocean and if you are swimming, if this is the ocean surface and if you are swimming here, like 30 meters from the surface of the water, and if you are swimming 100 meters below from the surface of the water, you see that the pressure what you feel here is more compared to here. Is that as the depth increases, the pressure exertion on the body also increases. So we came to think that liquids exerts pressure. So what about gases? Let's blow a balloon and leave it in the room. What happens? It hits wall, it hits fan, it hits light, it hits everywhere and falls down at last. So what does it say? There, the air in the balloon is exerting pressure on the walls of the balloon. There, the air in the balloon is exerting pressure on the walls of the balloon. That's why the balloon is getting moved over there. You can give me one more example in the comment box. So this states that even the air exerts pressure. We know solid exerts pressure, liquids exerts pressure, as well as gases exerts pressure. Now let us understand a term that is being described in your textbook, atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? We came to a conclusion right before this that even gases exerts pressure. So if it is gases, then in this room is made out of gases, right? This room has air. Air is what? Air is in the form of a gas. It is a matter that is in the form of gas. So even that air has to exert pressure. So total air that is present in this room exerts pressure on the walls of the room, on me, on you, on this mobile, on this wall, etc. So the total volume of air that is present in the atmosphere and the pressure that has been created by that volume of air is called atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? Atmospheric pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the air present in that atmosphere. So the difference in these atmospheric pressures leads to hurricanes, leads to wind, leads to cyclones. So this is the end of your topic, force and pressure. If you have any doubts, please mention in the comment box. Hope you like this video. Subscribe the channel, hit the like button and make us famous. I was joking, man. Hope you all take care. Goodbye. See you again. Bye-bye.